Hey everybody, this is Jim at freechartvideos.com using time-honored techniques to understand modern markets. This video is for educational purposes only, and it is not intended to be used as any form of investment advice. Look, I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own due diligence and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. And got to tell you too, I'm not a licensed professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. Let me sip on my coffee here. And we're going to look at the S&P 500 as if I needed the caffeine. Look, here's the deal. We had entered this steep channel that was described by this top line and this bottom line, and that broke out earlier in the week, but then it really got slammed back down. That breakout took place at the end of the 9th, but on the 10th, which was yesterday, instead of pulling back to this area right here and then taking off, it pulled back, got under the pattern, had to break out again, then it did a deeper back test. All of that meant that yesterday, that I thought had the potential to be an up day, actually was a terrible day. It was very, very down. But looking at this mark right here and seeing that it was right on this line, yesterday's video talked about how I thought that there was a very good possibility that we were going to bounce here and end up with a strong, with upward momentum today. Now, I have to be honest with you. All of this volatility is not really doing me any favors because I'm kind of a perfectionist. When stuff gets whipsawed all around, I can't stand it. So this morning I had a good number of shares of UPRO, the 3X S&P, and when we got this little bump here, when I saw the futures actually were down, underneath this area right here, we got this little move up. I sold like half my position right here, and then it came up, and I went, uh-oh, it's broken out over this line right here, and I bought a small position back in this consolidation, and then I sold it about up in here. So, I did okay, but gosh, if I had just stayed pat, I would have done so much better. So today was the day where I personally kind of overtraded. And I'll be the first to admit, I am a much better chart reader than I am a trader. That's just the way it is. The reason is that I'm an emotional person. I've got a real good eye for detail, but I'm emotional, and I have a tendency to not be that cool, calm, and collected. And when you get this kind of volatility in here, I'm frankly, when it comes to the psychology of investing, I have a tendency to make mistakes. When it comes to reading the chart, that's purely intellectual. I can do that. But it's the actual being on this roller coaster, if you know what I mean. So anyway, this is what we're looking at here. We are looking at what appears to have been a diamond reversal pattern that broke out today. The way we get the implied measurement from that is we measure the height of the pattern and we go to where it broke out, which I'm going to split the difference here. And this tells me that there is a minimum expected move of roughly 1218 out of this pattern. Now there's some other things going on that point to possibly a stronger move. And one thing is we've had this area of resistance that's a straight line. Now I know you have to be careful on this, okay? You don't want to say, well, wait a minute, this looks kind of like a triple bottom or something here, or maybe a head and shoulders that's kind of weird and the head is just kind of missing. It's just two shoulders. But you have to be careful. That would give us a move upwards closer to 1242, 1244, something like that. But I think we need to measure this as a triangle because that's really That's really what it is. However, if we look at the S&P futures, and if you think the futures chart has anything to say about this, then there's a possibility that we could do a full test on this neckline if we look at the futures chart and we believe it. And I don't have a real good way to show you the futures. The only way I can do it is to bring up a chart here, which I really probably shouldn't do because I do not have an agreement with the folks at Forex Pros like I do with freestockcharts.com. But let me just say that there is a kind of a downsloping head and shoulders pattern that roughly corresponds to this. Okay? But it's a little deeper in the futures. So anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out. But look, let me show you something that you need to see here. When we broke out of this pattern, we just kind of got over it, and then we hugged the top of that line, then we made our move. But I want you to see that the moves that the channel that came out of this diamond pattern, there it is. The channel that came up out of this diamond pattern is pretty much shaped like a wedge. And you know, wedges have a tendency to have a fairly predictable shelf life, and that is once they make about 6 turns in the wedge. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it's not a perfect pattern on the top, but you can definitely see we had support here, here, and here. And right at the end of the day, that support gave way. So I'm thinking you might be on the watch out tomorrow for a return to one of 2 levels of expected support. One would be this purple line right here that has been kind of an area of technical significance with resistance on a number of occasions. That could give us some support if it sells down tomorrow. And if not that, then you've got either this rising line or this green line right here, both of which are from the diamond pattern. So if it hits a green line, then I would say that is definitely a place to buy. If it hits this purple line, that might be a place to start a long position. So look, that's what we got going on right here. You know, I did pretty well today. I have a couple of retirement accounts. I was 70% cash all day long in those retirement accounts. And with that 30% that was invested, I was up 2% today. So I cannot complain about that. But the trading account, I can complain because really I missed the lion's share of this move. Kept thinking we were going to come back and do a back test, and I kind of kept waiting for it. And now it looks like that may actually take place. So look, I appreciate you watching this video. I'm glad that I've already gotten some emails from people saying thank you for calling this yesterday in the video. And like I said, do what I say, not what I do. Don't actually, you shouldn't do that because I'm not a licensed professional. I can't tell you what to do. So look, thanks for watching. And if you get a chance, please come visit me at freechartvideos.com. I'm going to keep this free for at least through the end of September. At that point, I will probably go to a very affordable subscription service. Very affordable. I hear about people who charge a couple $100 a month for things, and not going to be anything like that at all. Nothing like that at all, because I want this to be available for more people, and I don't want it to be price prohibitive. So look, take care. I appreciate you watching this video, and let's see what gets served up tomorrow.